Hi, Sam Sorbo here for the Accidental Homeschooler. Welcome back. I'm glad to be here. I just had to do another video. My heart's breaking for all the parents out there. I'm fielding so many calls from people who are just like baffled, like, what do we do? And so I want to address, sort of take a 30,000 foot view of that and talk to you guys just a little bit, just to try to calm some of the stress that's developed. So we're all now in a position of homeschooling, and we're in a very stressful position because the virus and the uncertainty and the markets going haywire and the president this and the politicians that and the Chinese this and the future and all that. And so I just want to encourage everybody to take a step back and just consider that this might be a great gift if you can choose to look at it that way, that it could be a huge gift. So take a step back. I did an interview with Billy Hallowell today for I think it's for PureFlix Television. I'm like getting them all confused, but and he asked me about the different age groups. And so I went through sort of how do we approach education for each different age group. But the overlying issue that I think that we're dealing with is what you think about education is probably wrong. And the reason I say that is because you've been educated in that system. We all have. I went through that system. I went to public high school. I went to college. It's the system that isn't working anymore. And so if you're trying to say, oh my gosh, I have to replace the school now, I'm here to tell you that you don't. And you shouldn't try to replace the school. What you should be focusing on is creating a warm, welcoming learning environment for your child, fostering the natural curiosity in your child. Now, for parents who have older kids, they might be facing a rough go of it because, I don't know, because they might have a strained relationship with their older child. Their older child might be getting bored sitting at home all day. I mean, I know that we're going a little stir crazy already, and we already homeschool. But just the idea that we're sort of not allowed to go out, not allowed to just go see our friends. We don't have anything on the calendar coming up because our calendars have been wiped clean. It's a stressful time. And so I encourage you, just take some vacation as a family. Just say, you know what, family? Yes, we do need to get back into school at some point, but let's just take a few days and focus on just sort of recalibrating, reassessing our relationship, rejoining, religare, which is the root word for religion. Isn't that interesting? Rejoining, coming back together. This is a supernatural event that is encouraging you to come together with your families. And we can get a great benefit from all of this in the short run and in the long run. So I really want to encourage you with that. There's nothing wrong with having a little bit of downtime. In fact, for parents who have a struggling teenager, a struggling middle schooler, or a high schooler who's it's just not working, and they come to the point where they say, you know, really the best option for us is just to pull our student out of school, and we'll just try to figure out how to get them homeschooled because this whole situation isn't working for us. I often suggest that they, depending on the severity of the case, right, that they just take some time and don't do anything. Don't try to replace school because the school wasn't working before. So in this case, maybe school was, hey, they were getting it done. You felt like they were getting it done. Like you felt like everything was copacetic and it was all moving forward. Well, that's fine. Still not a bad idea to take a few days off. Look, you can be the hero. and say, you know what, yeah, we'll get back to school, but let's just have a few days off. Or take a few days and say, you know what I'd really like you to do? I'd like you to sit and read a classic book for 3 hours every day. I just want to make sure you're doing 3 hours of reading every day. And you pick the book, and you pick like a good classic book. Like we were just talking about the Screw Tape Letters. If you haven't read the Screw Tape Letters, it's amazing. But there's so many good books. We just finished Passage to India. That was an interesting book. Out of the Silent Planet, phenomenal book. Like, I mean, there's so many good classic books. Not the books that sadly, that they are prescribing in school, that they are, not prescribing, but, assigning in schools. Some of those books really leave a lot to be desired, frankly. It's one way that they're working pornography into the curriculum for middle school and high school students, frankly. And so, no, I wouldn't say. But there are plenty of very good classic books that you could just focus on that for a little while. And leave the heavy-duty schoolwork and research and all that stuff for later. And maybe you'll discover that your child has an interest that you just never realized before. And maybe that's an interest that you can cultivate. And so, I know it's hard. It's hard, and there's a lot of concern and worry and anxiety. And believe me, I've got it too. Just take a breath, say a prayer, focus on the good stuff, the family stuff, you and your kids. It'll all turn out okay. Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to my videos. Please share them with your friends and family and people who are also, look, it's going on all over the country. I'm trying to get the message out. Homeschooling should not be scary. Homeschooling should not be scary. Why is it frightening? Because our education system has not prepared us to educate our own children. And there's something wrong with that. But the good news is you can do it. You just need a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of confidence. I have confidence in you. Your kids have confidence in you. So go get them. Thanks for listening. I'm Sam Sorbo. Go to samsorbo.com for my books. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. And you can go to Facebook, and you can also Twitter at The Sam Sorbo Show. You can tune into my radio show. I do a daily radio show that is also podcast. The show is on 3 p.m. Eastern Time every day and at mojo50.com. And it's also podcast at mikeonline.com. And yeah, help me get the word out. Homeschooling should not be scary. Okay? All right. Thanks for listening.